Alright, fixer, welcome to Let's Play LEGO Star Wars The Video Game Part 6, beginning the next story, Attack of the Clones. So no, that's not Buddy Christ in that fighter, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, that's right, Obi-Wan, remember that sidekick from the first story? Yeah, he's older now, he's a Jedi Knight now, and he has to train the Anakin Skywalker, who's fully grown now. And Obi-Wan doesn't really look much like Obi-Wan. He looks more like Buddy Christ from Dogma, and then, as you see, apparently this planet is very rainy. It's always raining, there's lightning and things like that there, and that thing got struck by lightning at Benjamin Franklin of the Kaminoans, or whatever they're called. So apparently, Obi-Wan, this is the only episode in this game that has 5 levels, not 6, like episodes 1 and 3. And in this episode, this episode has the least amount of interesting stuff for a video game, so naturally, mostly everything is cut out. Almost the whole movie is cut out. Only leaves out very, very little of what actually happened in the movies in this game. So Obi-Wan's trying to solve a mystery. It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, or like a murder mystery set in space kind of thing. That's what Attack of the Clones tried to be. And as you can see, Obi-Wan is, trying to solve this mystery of where this strange bullet came from. And as it turns out, it's coming from this planet Kamino, where clones apparently are being made, or they're making clones. So Obi-Wan walks in the place, you can see, and he's very intrigued by whoa, he has a bullet in his hand, he's just casually holding on to it. He's like, whoa, look at the place, whoa, he's spinning around. Hey, hello there. And it's like that. They're going to show him around this long-necked people thing. They're going to show him where they could find out about, the clones or whatever. So there's a lot. This is a very happy level, I guess you could say. You have to use the Force, because in Jedi, I said, this game's very Force-oriented, it's not a Jedi's game. Right, just use the Force, go crazy, use the Force, and, get as many stuff as you can. It's really easy to get a super kit piece in this level. So you see, right now, Obi-Wan's assigned with this astromech droid called R4. It must suck to be the second player, because this is a 2-player game. If you're being the second player right now and have to be that droid, yeah, that would kind of suck, I think. What's so great about being a droid? That's a problem with this game. There's a lot of useless characters. Droids only really serve like 1 or 2 useful things. Other than that, the droids aren't very useful in this game. There isn't much, purpose to them. There's a lot of other characters, too, that are completely useless. There's no fighting in this game. It's like physical, like punching, pow, wham, smash in this game. And not every character in the game has a blaster either. There's a lot of characters in this game that are completely, useless, pointless because of this, which is a flaw in this game. Thankfully, they fixed that problem in LEGO Star Wars 2 by adding, physical combat, melee combat, like in the Smash Brothers games or stuff like that. So you see, sweeping the floor, cleaning the floors, and look how shiny the floors are. You can see your own reflection in the floors. Something that used to intrigue me about this game as a kid. It's like, whoa, look, you can see the reflections in the floors. The plastic floors are so shiny, you can see the reflection of it. It's so, it's quite impressive actually that a game system from this era could, do something like that. Could have a beautiful, crisp, clear reflection. LEGO games don't really need the best graphics ever. For 2005 standards, this is the best graphics I could imagine at the time. I couldn't imagine graphics possibly looking better than this. And then 2 years later, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga comes out, and everything in that game looks, all polished and cleaned up and everything like that. And then there's some new LEGO games that made since then that actually look, maybe just the same actually. In LEGO Batman 2, in terms of graphics, wasn't that much different from this game. So you see here, we're going to be shown the clones, these little embryos there, and they're being mutated or grown into, clones. The Republic is going to use these clones as their soldiers, thus beginning the Clone Wars, or as I like to call it, the Cologne Wars. Get it? The Cologne Wars? That's because someone on an airplane once sprayed a lot of cologne in front of me once, which really shouldn't be spraying cologne on airplanes. Just keep that in mind if you're running on an airplane. You shouldn't be spraying cologne everywhere. People aren't gonna like cologne. But clones are better. They were the premise for the TV show, Star Wars The Clone Wars. I've been watching that show a lot on Disney+. It's a really good show. I've seen almost every episode now. I've seen most episodes of it now. And they used to air on Cartoon Network, but Cartoon Network pulled the show from the air, supposedly because the show was getting too dark for Cartoon Network standards, and Cartoon Network doesn't like airing serious, dark stuff anymore. They just like airing, stupid stuff made for stupid kids these days. That's quite a shame. We'll never see the great Cartoon Network work anymore. Oh look, there's Jango Fett, and I ran away, and now he has to send his droids after him. How wimpy is that? Jango Fett must be a wimp if he just, oh look, Jedi comes in. Oh, what are we gonna do? Yeah, let's just throw him aside like that. Let the droids handle him. Yeah, after these Trade Federation separatist cowards are like, so right now there's a threat of the galaxy being separated in two, and there's a separatist movement being led by the evil Count Dooku, who used to be a Jedi, but now he's a bad guy, Sith Lord, supposedly. He's supposedly starting this war, this big war going on. Well, it's gonna start soon. It's gonna cost the galaxy millions. It's gonna rip the galaxy apart. And I think I just got, oh, very close. I just almost got the super kit piece here. There's a mini kit in there. Because he's actually really easy to get a lot of these mini kits in the main story mode. Imagine playing this level as a non-Jedi character. Well, then again, there aren't very many non-Jedi characters in this game. They're going to see Jango Fett. They're using Jango Fett as a template for the clones. They're using him to clone the clones. Just use the Force and it turned into a clone. I think there's something else in there too. Something else you can get in here too. So we can use the astromech droid to open that up. And oh look, it's that's more studs. At least we got a super kit piece now. Again, it didn't take very much. Oh, and look at that. Look how wimpy he's being now. Just sending his simple turrets after me. And then he has a force field there too, so yeah. Fun fact, Star Wars Episode 2 was the first movie I ever watched in theaters. I first saw it when it was new back in 2002. It was an incredible experience, even though the movie wasn't the best. It was actually a really breathtaking, incredible experience to go to a movie theater in 2002 and watch this. I remember sitting in the theaters there and seeing the commercials and ads for like cell phone companies and things like that. It looked so, so fascinating, so intriguing. And it's really, and nowadays I don't really get that real much from seeing movies anymore. But again, I may have been to the movies way too much to really care. They didn't show any cartoons for the movie, I don't think, like what they did back in the old days. But it was still, really great. But nowadays, I don't really go to the movies as much anymore. I find it very, boring now because I've done it too much. They just make you pay to sit in a theater or sit in a sweaty room filled with sweaty people that probably have germs and viruses on them, just so you could watch a movie. And if you just waited a few months, you could watch this movie at home for probably a cheaper price, maybe even free, depending on if you have a deal with Cineplex. I mean, I have a Cineplex. I have some sort of deal thing with Best Buy's Geek Squad. They get a free Cineplex movie every month. But I don't really need those much anymore now that I have a lot of streaming services. Now I have Amazon Prime now. I just lost Netflix a few days ago, but I don't really watch Netflix as much. Yeah, I know people are going to say, you don't have Netflix, so what do you do for fun? Yeah, it's called I read a lot of books, and I play these video games, and I make these videos for all of you to enjoy on YouTube. I make all those deviations I put on DeviantArt. How do you think I got all the time for that? Time doesn't just grow on trees now, does it? So, Jango Fett's still running away like a sissy coward, and we have to, catch up to him. So he could hit that thing there and extends the bridge a bit, and then astromech droids have those rocket boosters in them that allow them to fly across gaps, and there. Yeah, I think we already seen that in the other episode though, so there. And again, a lot of this is relying on teamwork between the two characters. Maybe it's why they gave the astromech droid so much to do, because they know that, well, the astromech is pretty useless other than, those few things it's good at. And so Jango Fett's gonna try to escape again, be running away like the little sissy coward he is. And then, oh look, more of these droids. This is very much like something that would happen in Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, where you just go to some place and they have the enemies there, like on Coruscant, where it's all thugs and gang members and stuff like that, and the Jedi have to fight off the gang members. And there's that guy's like, we've been waiting for you. Yeah, well, these guys are pretty sure we're waiting for us. I actually think someone built those Lego things in real life, those droid things. I think someone built those in real life, Lego Star Wars, the video game theme sets. And yeah, it was custom, I think, too. I don't think Lego ever actually released any sets that had these as these actual characters. And they've updated the character designs a lot too in the LEGO Star Wars characters since this game was made. So all these designs are outdated. They're now actually considered classic designs, vintage, nostalgic, old school, classic designs. Actually considered classics now, and this game's probably considered a classic now too. It's actually a rare thing where you just see LEGO Star Wars a video game, and it's not LEGO Star Wars a complete saga, and that's becoming a more of a rare thing as time goes on. Pretty soon, these videos of mine might become the only proof that mankind ever existed. And what are aliens to think if they were to judge our society based on a bunch of videos on YouTube that some Ray Phoenix uploaded? They might even think I'm god of the planet if all they know about is me. Yeah, I kinda doubt that. It's Supreme, but... Okay, so here's the boss. Now the boss of the cell, that's where you have to fight a boss. You have to fight Jango Fett, and he sent his son, Boba Fett, up into the Slave 1 starship, and he's gonna gun us down with the machine gun, the laser machine gun on it. He's gonna gun us down. But right now, Jango Fett is gonna shoot us and just deflect the bullets back at him. It's actually very easy to fight Jango Fett, ironically enough, with a blaster-wielding character. It's easy to target him and shoot at him, and it's easy to... You see, they're gonna go like machine guns blazing on me, but I have my lightsaber, I'm scarred. Ooh, just keep shooting at me, keep getting knocked off the edge. They're gonna, they destroyed my droid's dead. Now my droid just respawned. Now he's going to shoot missiles. He only had one rocket, I think, like that in the movie, but in this game he only has... I also associate this scene from the movie with the Numa Numa song. There's a music video on YouTube called Numa Numa Yoda, and at one point it actually shows footage of Obi-Wan fighting Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones while playing the Numa Numa song. I actually kind of like the Numa Numa song. It's really, it reminds me of the olden days of YouTube. Remember the good old days of YouTube, the classical age of YouTube videos, 2005 to 2008, when people were more creative and they made their own music videos, and people weren't concerned about copyright and things like that like people are now, and it actually worked pretty well. Those are the good old days of old YouTube. It's unknown if we'll ever see a YouTube like that again. Some people say they have access to through archive.org, so what's it called? The thing that the Wayback Machine, the Wayback Machine on archive.org, where you can view old websites. Some people say they've used things like that to go to classic YouTube. It wouldn't work on Windows 95 though, but then again, Windows 95 never supported YouTube anyways. Because some people are it was on that website, theoldweb.com, where you could visit old websites of old computers and relive the glory days of the internet. So, yeah, see you on this first level. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.